Hello everyone. Clinical laboratory tests are a very important parameter in diagnosis, monitoring, and screening. Especially in this period of pandemic, there are various laboratory tests to assess the condition of the patient. In this video, we will be dealing with the part 1 of COVID report interpretations. Without any further delay, let's move on to the first test. The first one we're going to deal is CORADS. This is seen in the high resolution CT scans. The CORADS assessment scheme allows for the categorization of given non-enhanced CT scan into groups related to likelihood of a patient having confirmed COVID-19 with lung involvement. The system is developed and tested in patients with moderate to severe clinical diseases. The interpretation of the CT findings has to be combined with clinical symptoms and the duration of the symptoms, as a CT scan can be negative in the first few days of a mild infection. The table given in the left side, this indicates that there are 6 scores from CORADS 1 to CORADS 6. Let us deal them in detail. So CORADS 1 signifies a very low level of suspicion for pulmonary involvement and COVID-19 is highly unlikely. Example, normal CT scan or CT findings of non-infectious etiology like emphysema, congestive heart failure, interstitial lung disease, lung tumors, etc. CORADS 2 signifies low level of suspicion of COVID-19 infection in which the CT findings are typical of other infectious etiology like bronchopneumonia, lobar pneumonia, pulmonary abscess. Features include centrilobular nodules, tree-in-bud appearance, lobar or segmental consolidation, and cavitation. CORADS 3 category includes radiological findings associated with lung involvement of COVID-19, but that they are also found in other viral pneumonias and non-infectious diseases of lungs, like widespread bronchopneumonia, lobar pneumonia, septic emboli with glass ground opacities. The next is CORADS 4. The level of suspicion of COVID-19 is very high. Not very high, comparatively higher. Mostly these are suspicious CT findings but not extremely typical, like unilateral ground glass, multifocal consolidations without any other typical finding suspicious of COVID-19 in underlying pulmonary diseases. These findings are typical of COVID. Some overlap with other viral pneumonias as well. Finding in this category are the same as in the category CORADS 5 but with an atypical distribution, specifically lack of contact with the visceral pleura, strictly unilateral, predominantly peribronchovascular, or when the findings are superimposed on a severe and diffuse pre-existing pulmonary changes. Next is CORADS 5. The findings associated with this category can be broken down into two groups, namely mandatory features, which must be present in all cases, and confirmatory patterns of features. At least one confirmatory pattern must be present. Mandatory features include ground glass opacities with or without consolidation located near visceral pleural surfaces, including the fissures, and multifocal bilateral distribution. Confirmatory pattern includes, at an early stage, multiple ground glass areas, somewhat later in course of the disease, visible intralobular interstitial thickening associated with ground glass opacities. At a later stage, the pattern evolves to one compatible with organizing pneumonia. The next is CORADS 6. This indicates RT-PCR proven COVID-19. The next laboratory investigation we are going to deal with is CT score severity. The CT severity score is an index, that is scoring system used to assess the lung changes and involvement by COVID-19 based on approximate estimation of pulmonary involved areas. Each of the 5 lung lobes has been visually scored and given a score from 1 to 5. That is the first tabular column that is given. Then the final score will be the summation of individual lobar scores and will be out of 25, that is the total score. The total lung involvement is then obtained by multiplying the total score 4 times. So that is the second tabular column. The next is lung opacities in all 20 lung regions are subjectively evolved on chest CT images. So this is another type of scoring. Each region was scored 0, 1 or 2 points depending on the parenchymal opacification involved. That is 0%, 1 to 50% or 51 to 100% respectively. The CT score severity was defined as a sum of the individual scores in 20 lung segment regions, which may range from 0 to 40 points. So the report that you get will be of some value by 40. Now let us see how they are divided into 40. According to the anatomic structure, the 18 segments of both lungs were divided into 20 regions, in which the posterior apical segment of left upper lobe was subdivided into apical and posterior segmental regions, whereas the anteromedial basal segment of the left lower lobe was subdivided into anterior and basal segment regions. The next investigation is neutrophil lymphocyte ratio. These cells are nothing but white blood cells, which often come in the role of fighting against any infections. The NLR is simply the number of neutrophils divided by the number of lymphocytes. Under physiological stress, the number of neutrophils increases while the number of lymphocytes decreases. Thus, NLR is not solely an indication of infection or inflammation. NLR can be used as an early warning signal for deteriorating severe COVID-19 infection and can provide an objective basis for early identification and management of severe COVID pneumonia. So the values that are less than 3.5 is at a lower risk, and values that are more than 3.5, that is at a moderate to higher risk. So this value is the neutrophil lymphocyte ratio. So the next test is antibody test. Antibodies are specific proteins made in response to infection. A positive antibody test is presumed to mean a person has been infected with COVID-19 at some point in the past. That doesn't indicate a current infection. Antibodies usually start developing within 1 to 3 weeks after infection. This antibody test results should not be used to diagnose someone with an active infection. So the next test is serum ferritin. Serum ferritin is a well-known acute phase reactant that levels with the mirror degree of acute and chronic inflammation. COVID patients suffer from cytokine storm, which eventually leads to hyperferritinemia. So normal range for serum ferritin is 20 to 250 ng per ml. Next is vital signs. Temperature of 92 degree Fahrenheit, 98.6 Fahrenheit is considered to be normal. 99 is a fever and 100 to 102 is high fever. So the respiratory rate in case of newborn 30 to 60, toddler 24 to 40, school-age children 18 to 30, adolescents 12 to 60. So the blood pressure 120/80 is normal, 140/90 is high, 150/95 is very high. So pulse rate 72 beats per minute is standard, 60 to 80 beats per minute is normal, 90 to 120 beats per minute is high. So I guess we are in the end of the first part. So these values are for informative purposes only. Please consult your physician for medical treatment. I hope you found this video useful. Please do let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the channel. Thank you and have a great day.